Welcome to Hero Villains. What do you think? Orion versus Cull Obsidian. They are the children of war, forged in the fire and fury of cosmic conflicts, and their power is the stuff of nightmares for even the mightiest armies. On one side stands the Storm Child of Apocalypse, the greatest warrior of New Genesis, the blood son of Darkseid himself, who chose the path of light. The wielder of the Astro Force, who has fought his own father to a standstill, Orion. On the other side is the Dark Child of Thanos, the most brutal member of the Black Order, a fearless killing machine with a nearly impervious body and strength that has overwhelmed the most powerful heroes of Earth, Cull Obsidian. When the Astro Force of New Genesis meets the destructive might of the Black Order, when a god of war faces a monster of war, who will be the last one standing?
Orion's fate was sealed when he was still in the cradle, but it was his own choice that shaped him into one of the greatest heroes. Orion is the second son of Darkseid and Queen Tigra. However, in a fragile peace deal between Apocalypse and New Genesis following a devastating war, Highfather, the ruler of New Genesis, and Darkseid agreed to exchange their sons. Orion, the Child of Darkness, was sent to New Genesis, while Scott-Free, Highfather's son, was banished to Apocalypse. This was the infamous Peace Pact, but it was also a gamble with destiny. He possesses multiple forms of existence and an extraordinarily diverse power system, far exceeding the limits of ordinary beings. Orion does not merely exist within the familiar multiverse, but also dwells on a higher plane called the Sphere of the Gods, belonging to the Fourth World. This is where the new gods reside, and is a layer of reality separate from the entire conventional multiverse structure. Though born on Apocalypse, Orion was raised by the gods of New Genesis. This unique origin condemned him to an unending struggle against the destructive instincts inherited from Darkseid, while simultaneously bringing him into direct confrontation with his own father in a war that spans across ages. According to the texts, Apocalypse and New Genesis are fundamentally two halves of a single colossal planet, described as being comparable in scale to dwarf galaxies. Entire ordinary universes are said to exist merely as tiny bubbles of air within New Genesis itself. This illustrates that the level of existence of the new gods transcends the familiar structures of space and time. Among them, Orion is considered the perfect embodiment of war and power, to the point that he is dubbed the ultimate killing machine. This title reflects not only his overwhelming strength, but also his combat skills, which have reached their apex and are recognized as virtually peerless by countless allies and enemies alike. Orion's combat prowess is constantly praised, with assessments declaring his skill, ferocity, and killer instinct are unmatched. On a covert mission infiltrating Apocalypse, Orion concealed his identity and became the finest warrior of his own homeland's army. One of Orion's most remarkable feats was directly stopping Siva, the god of strength and power, when this entity threatened to annihilate creation and tear apart the very fabric of reality with a terrifying source of power. Orion reached out to confront this god and halted the threat. Orion has also stepped up to battle Superman head-on after the Man of Steel was supercharged by solar energy. At that time, even the remaining members of the Justice League and the mightiest heroes were incapable of confronting him directly. Yet Orion chose to engage in a one-on-one battle without flinching, demonstrating the willpower, mettle, and power at the apex of the Fourth World. Furthermore, he once single-handedly confronted the Firstborn in a ferocious battle. Although he ultimately suffered defeat, Orion's opponent was the first son of Zeus, who had previously beaten Wonder Woman in her god mode. Therefore, holding his own and trading blows on an even level with such an opponent is still considered an exceptionally impressive feat. Regarding his durability, Orion has directly withstood attacks from the Voidhound, an entity that destroyed 10 star systems merely during a power test. Despite facing an energy source capable of wiping out multiple celestial bodies, Orion stood firm and continued to fight without being subdued. During a confrontation with Superman, Orion took a dive bomb attack from the sky, a lightning-fast strike delivered with the full force of the Man of Steel. Instead of being overwhelmed, Orion merely smiled, as if those blows posed no real threat. Moments later, he effortlessly swatted Superman away with his own overwhelming power. Another feat that confirms Orion's extraordinary strength is him flying straight through a reactor whose intensity exceeded that of the fire pits of Apocalypse. This machine was capable of generating 1,000 nuclear explosions per minute, yet it still failed to inflict any significant damage on his body. Even Infinity Man once admitted that Orion possessed a source of power far beyond anything he had ever imagined. In terms of speed, Orion has been described as being able to move almost at the speed of thought itself. He once flew from Earth to New Genesis in less than a single heartbeat without using a boom tube or the astro harness that typically aided his travel. Furthermore, Orion has intercepted beams of light fired by Light Ray, a feat that demands reaction, speed, and situational processing at an extraordinary level. On another occasion, while blind and weakened, he still caught a bullet coming from behind him, then hurled it back into the gun that fired it before any witness could realize what had just happened. This proves that Orion's senses and reflexes still function at a near-perfect level even when deprived of his sight. Orion's mobility is also demonstrated by the fact that he once flew to the edge of the universe in mere moments to pursue Darkseid. In combat, he also abruptly closed in on Superman so fast that neither Superman nor Wonder Woman had time to react before Orion grabbed him and hurled him into a river. This burst speed and ability to control distance made Orion an extremely dangerous opponent in both close quarters combat and pursuit. Orion also possesses astonishing intellect and creative ability. Even when stripped of his divinity, he was still able to create the Genesis Box, a legendary artifact capable of destroying and recreating the entire universe. This achievement shows that Orion's knowledge and capability do not solely depend on his godly powers, but also stem from a profound understanding of the nature of energy and reality. Orion's regenerative capacity is also among the strongest of the new gods. After being shot through a series of vital internal organs and falling into the fire pits of Apocalypse, he still stood up and continued to fight without faltering. Even when struck by Radion, a substance considered one of the rare weaknesses of the new gods, Orion was only minimally affected and quickly returned to fighting condition. His senses are so acute that Metron, one of the greatest intellects of the Fourth World, did not realize Orion was blind. The astro harness Orion always wears is formed from the Astro Force. He can reassemble it at will even if it is destroyed. Orion once threatened to tear the Earth apart piece by piece as he fired torrents of Astro Force energy in the opposite direction. On another occasion, Orion contributed 1/5 of the power to the Quintessence. The Quintessence consisted of Orion, Dr. Fate, Darkseid, Highfather, and Etrigan. This combined power was so immense that Dr. Fate called it near omnipotent, and it nearly drove him insane. They used this power to attack an omnipotent entity, the anti-life entity. The attack failed, so the Quintessence easily shattered a reality to seal that entity. Even as merely 1/5 of the Quintessence's power, Orion still possesses unimaginable strength. He has used the Astro Force to contain the Oblivion Bomb, which would have otherwise destroyed the universe instantly. He has even stopped and deflected Darkseid's Omega beams with the Astro Force. The true power of Orion, the gift Darkseid gave to his son. The darkness within him, he never uses it and constantly battles against it. But it is stronger than his physical strength and even the near-infinite Astro Force.
I truly hope you will subscribe to the channel. That would help us out a lot, and you are the most amazing person. Thank you so much.
Now let's talk about Cull Obsidian, Thanos' engine of destruction. Cull Obsidian is a pure monster, a killing machine with no other thought than to serve his adoptive father, Thanos, and sow destruction. He is the most brutal and direct member of the Black Order, the elite army of the Mad Titan. He is one of Thanos' adopted children, collected by the Mad Titan from a powerful warrior race and raised and trained to become the perfect weapon. Unlike his siblings, such as Proxima Midnight with her deadly spear, Corvus Glaive with his immortal blade, or Ebony Maw with his mind-manipulating abilities, Cull Obsidian has only one purpose: absolute brute force. He doesn't need complex schemes or sophisticated techniques. He only needs his massive body, his warhammer, and a single command from Thanos. He is the wall of the Black Order, the one who charges into the most dangerous places, crushing all defenses with his strength and ruthlessness. He knows no fear, knows no mercy, and never stops until the enemy is completely annihilated. During the invasion of Earth, Cull Obsidian demonstrated his terrifying power. He faced off against Iron Man in the Hulkbuster armor, one of Earth's most powerful war machines, and easily overpowered it. He fought Spider-Man, Black Panther, and many other heroes simultaneously without flinching. Only a combination of multiple heroes and specialized weaponry could defeat him. He is proof that sometimes brute force and ruthlessness are all that is needed. Cull Obsidian possesses physical strength at an extraordinarily terrifying level. He can easily lift and hurl objects weighing hundreds of tons. He once overwhelmed Iron Man's Hulkbuster armor, a machine designed to go toe-to-toe with the Hulk himself. His punches can shatter skyscrapers and gouge deep craters into the ground. He wields this strength with savage brutality, without any restraint whatsoever. Cull Obsidian's body is covered in a thick hide, as hard as alien metal, capable of withstanding nearly all conventional weapons and energy attacks. Machine gun fire, missiles, and even energy blasts from heroes like Iron Man cannot penetrate his hide. He has endured massive explosions and superpowered punches without a scratch. However, his durability is not absolute. Weapons forged from special materials such as vibranium or adamantium or energy attacks on a cosmic scale can injure him. Cull Obsidian is not a technical martial artist, but he is a street brawler on a cosmic level. He fights by using his strength and ferocity to overwhelm his opponents. His primary weapon is a massive warhammer that can morph into various shapes, including a shield and a claw. This hammer is not just a melee weapon. It can also fire energy blasts and be used to create wide area attack. With his hammer in hand, Cull Obsidian is a whirlwind of destruction on the battlefield. Cull Obsidian's weakness lies in the psychology of a destroyer. He knows no fear, knows no doubt, and never retreats. This makes him an extremely dangerous opponent in head-on assaults. However, it also means he lacks tactical flexibility. He is overly confident in his own strength and often charges headlong into traps or against opponents he underestimates. Standing approximately 295 centimeters tall and weighing an estimated 500 to 600 kilograms, he possesses a colossal physique and physical strength far exceeding that of most warriors. His sheer massive appearance alone is enough to exert immense pressure on any opponent before the battle truly begins. Combined with his seasoned combat experience and proficient weapon skills, Cull Obsidian has always been regarded as the vanguard of destruction in every one of Thanos' invasions. Although the force of the impact was enough to incapacitate many other warriors, Cull Obsidian quickly rose to his feet and continued fighting. This demonstrates that his body is capable of withstanding attacks of extremely high intensity without being easily put down. Cull Obsidian pushed both Iron Man and Spider-Man into an incredibly difficult situation. With overwhelming strength and relentless attacks, he repeatedly forced the two superheroes to work together just to keep him at bay. Even though he ultimately did not claim victory, this showing still proved that Cull Obsidian is fully capable of going head-to-head with the top-tier fighters of the Avengers. In Wakanda, Cull Obsidian continued to display his superior combat ability, fiercely clashing with the nation's elite forces. He repeatedly tore through their defensive formations, overpowering multiple warriors with sheer brute force and maintaining his offensive momentum throughout the battle. One of his most notable feats was tearing off the arm of the Hulkbuster armor with his raw muscle power. This armor was specifically designed to go toe-to-toe with the Hulk, so Cull Obsidian's ability to destroy part of its structure reflects truly terrifying physical strength. During that confrontation, he also dominated the Hulkbuster multiple times and nearly claimed victory before being stopped by external factors. These feats demonstrate that Cull Obsidian possesses superhuman strength, speed, and agility far exceeding that of an ordinary warrior, along with formidable close-quarters combat skills. He also wields a massive warhammer capable of morphing into various weapon forms, allowing him to adapt flexibly to different situations on the battlefield. The combination of his superior physicality, remarkable endurance, extensive combat experience, and versatile weaponry has made Cull Obsidian one of the most dangerous warriors ever to serve under Thanos. And now, let me do a direct comparison and battle analysis. In terms of pure physical strength, both are at an extremely high level. Cull Obsidian has proven his power by overwhelming the Hulkbuster. Orion, as a new god, has gone toe-to-toe with Superman and Darkseid. However, Orion's power does not come from muscle alone. It is further amplified by the Astro Force. When fueled by the Astro Force, Orion can unleash attacks that far exceed the physical limits of Cull Obsidian. As for durability, Cull Obsidian has an incredibly tough hide, nearly impervious to conventional physical attacks. However, the Astro Force is not a conventional physical attack. It is primordial cosmic energy, capable of disintegrating matter at the molecular level. Cull Obsidian's hide, no matter how hard, will not be able to withstand the destructive power of the Astro Force indefinitely. Cull Obsidian's hammer is a dangerous weapon, but it is merely a melee weapon with some limited ranged attack capabilities. In contrast, Orion's Astro Force is one of the ultimate weapons in the DC universe. It is not just an offensive tool, it is also a defensive tool, creating shields, a means of transportation flight at light speed, and a nearly infinite energy source. Moreover, Orion also has a mother box. While Cull Obsidian must rely on his natural endurance, Orion can be healed of any injury almost instantly by the Mother Box. The Mother Box can also analyze Cull Obsidian's weaknesses and provide tactical information to Orion. The combination of the Astro Force and the Mother Box gives Orion a technological and energetic advantage that Cull Obsidian simply cannot match. Orion is a seasoned general who has led the armies of New Genesis in cosmic wars spanning millennia. He is a master strategist, knowing how to read a fight, exploit an opponent's weaknesses, and adapt to any situation. Cull Obsidian, in contrast, is a mere destroyer. His tactics are limited to charging in and smashing things. The gap in experience and tactical thinking is simply too vast. The fight. Cull Obsidian charges at Orion with a mighty hammer swing. Orion, with his superior speed and reflexes, will easily evade it. He will quickly realize that his opponent is a destructive engine with formidable power, but lacks finesse. Orion will not waste time on a prolonged slugfest. He will use the Astro Force to maintain distance, bombarding Cull Obsidian from afar with blasts of cosmic energy. Cull Obsidian will try to block with his hammer and tough hide, but the Astro Force will begin to wound him. He will roar in pain and fury, trying to close the gap, but Orion is too fast. He will use the Astro Harness to fly circles around Cull Obsidian, relentlessly attacking the weak points the Mother Box has analyzed. He will notice that Cull Obsidian's hammer-wielding arm is a critical target. A few precise Astro Force blasts to the wrist and elbow will weaken Cull Obsidian's ability to grip his weapon. The decisive moment will come when Orion, instead of continuing the range assault, decides to end the fight. He will dive straight at Cull Obsidian at light speed, but not with a fist. He will use the full power of the Astro Force, concentrated into a single point. Cull Obsidian's hammer. A blast of Astro Force energy at maximum intensity will strike the hammer, disintegrating it into pieces. Cull Obsidian, deprived of his weapon and stunned by the blast, will leave an opening. Orion will not miss the opportunity. He will land right in front of Cull Obsidian and deliver a single punch wreathed in the Astro Force straight to his opponent's face. That punch, with the strength of a god of war and the energy of the cosmos, will put Cull Obsidian down. This is a fight that Orion wins convincingly. Cull Obsidian is a fearsome warrior, a true engine of destruction. In a street brawl, he can crush almost any opponent, but Orion is no street-level opponent. He is a god of war armed with one of the most powerful weapons in the universe. Orion will not just defeat Cull Obsidian, he will do so overwhelmingly. He will prove that brute force, no matter how terrifying, is no match for power guided by discipline, experience, and a noble ideal. Cull Obsidian will fall, and Orion will stand upon the battlefield, once again affirming his status as the greatest warrior of New Genesis.
And that is our analysis of the fight. Let us know what you think by commenting down below. Do you stand with the Astro Force or the fury of the Black Order? If you enjoy epic showdowns between cosmic warriors like this, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any future battles. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again in the next Cosmic Clashes. That's today's video. Thank you very much.